Welcome to episode 7 of T.I.T.S. Tonight we're going to have Graeme, our guest from episode 1. Graeme is coming back on to tell us about his Russian story. Tonight's drink is Drostehoff Claret Select. Spa.
Oh, okay, well, we're not getting. It's not our sponsor. We're not sponsored by
Spa brand.
I don't know why he's just showing you how.
Maybe they must come and fucking sponsor us.
He's just showing you how unclassy he is. That he's drinking box vein.
T.I.T.S vein. Yeah, T.I.T.S vein. We call it T.I.T.S vein in South Africa.
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
it's just
Let's
like
see.
why. It's like,
Also, I'm
it's-
having some Go Slows chips, crisps. I see you eating as well. What are you having?
I got ginger nuts,
You got ginger nuts
and milk.
Ginger ninja. And milk.
Yeah, you're not getting sponsored by any of these things. I don't know why we keep saying that.
Where's the milk from? Spa.
No, the milk is because my daughter asked for a glass of milk. So I thought, I might as well get a glass as well. I mean, and
But where's it from?
Dip my ginger nuts in it.
Where did you buy it from?
I think it was Checkers.
Okay.
It was it's the blue milk. I don't even know what its brand's called.
It's a Spa brand, man.
Where did old Graeme?
You got him on.
Here's
It's not too bad.
Hiller himself, the blue man.
Graeme.
William, how you doing?
Good, Graeme. How are
Good,
you, man?
Hey Lee, how you doing, bud?
No, lekker, buddy. All things well.
Are you
All's
well?
well. Yeah. Have
you
you got
well,
your
William?
drink? Have you
Yeah,
got
I'm
your
good.
have you got
Graeme.
your nightcap? Oh,
I
Coke.
have indeed, yeah, my son. I have indeed.
Coke. Where did you get it from? The Spa.
Yes,
Spa brand. Yeah.
from the Polo Pony garage.
Polo Pony Garage. Okay, that's in Shongweni.
You know what's so
but
funny
also-
is like I've got this shop because I moved into this new place and I got this shop underneath me. It's a you can get anything in that shop. Like I mean, really. The thing is, it's a Pakistani shop, right?
Yeah.
So you can in South Africa, the Pakistani shop, you can get anything. Like it's from
Yeah.
whatever you can imagine, you can get it in that shop.
Yeah,
Just
you
imagine
said-
whatever. Like
yeah.
I can't even think of the contrast of when I say you can get like
Yeah.
from this to that. I mean, it's just I don't know. But
Can you
anyway,
get some weed? Can you get weed
I'm
from
trying to tell my daughter's mother. My
You
daughter,
could get anything.
yeah, you can get like from a crack pipe to like a fucking
Yeah.
refrigerator engine.
Mercedes-Benz, Exactly.
Oh, whatever you want, it's in that shop. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
explain it to my daughter's mother. Like, okay, my daughter's mother is Indian.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
Yeah.
be. I'm trying not to be racist because I can't be like, there's a pucky shop.
Yeah.
I got- So, but I mean, I
There's a
suppose I
pucky
can. Maybe I can say that. I don't know because my daughter's half Indian, so I've got shares. So
Yeah.
I've got shares, so maybe I can say it. But she's very. So I'm trying to
Hey, that's
explain the
funny,
shop.
man.
Trying to explain the shop to my daughter's mother. I'm like, it's a shop where you get anything like, And then eventually I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh fuck the PC. It's a pucky shop. And then she was like, oh, a pucky shop. Okay, cool. And I'm like, oh, great. She didn't think I was racist. Okay, yeah, pucky shop.
The fucking shop. Yeah,
there's
there's
a lot of
of
those,
those around here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should take you over,
Oh,
like the
good.
one rander. It's called the one rander.
Yeah, the one rand, remember? And
Yeah,
they've
you
got
can
the
walk in with
12
one rand, you
rand
can buy
in,
anything.
Yeah, and also they've also got that. What's it? A 12 rand in the shop down here in Waterfall, the Waterfall Mall. Everything
Yeah.
is 12 rand. Coffee, donut, cake, a roll.
So it's
Anytime.
like a pucky shop, a 12 rand
It's a
pucky shop.
Pakistani shop. Everything is 12 rand, but
12 rand
don't
pucky
ask
shop.
me how you make a living.
We used to, William, I don't know if you were around in Durban those days. You might have been when you were getting sodomized by the guys.
Yeah.
It's like it.
When you were
You better
skateboarding,
fix
it's like,
You better fix that statement because people are going to be like, what? Like, I never got sodomized.
Yeah.
It was
so
a
it's
mugging.
back in
it was
your
a
youth
mugging
days when
where
you
I
were
thought-
skateboarding.
Yeah, I got really
When you were
mugged
skateboarding.
quite badly, and I thought I was going to get sodomized because they were like putting their hands in my pants while they were mugging me, but I think that's
Bloody hell.
money.
That's the one. Do you remember the one rand
Jesus.
shop? They used to have it in Durban. They used to like ride it. It was like
No, but I remember there was a
across
5
from the
rand shop.
Kalani.
I remember there was a 5 rand shop, and
No, there's a 1 rand.
But
You
when
can
I
go
went
in
in there,
and
it was
fucking buy burgers for $1.
it was like one of those stupid bloody Instagram ads. You know when they say this is, they try and they say something on the ad, and then you go look at it, and there's nothing of that in the ad. That's like the 5 rand store. I go in there, and I think everything like 5 rand, but it was all different prices. It wasn't all just 5 rand. So they lied to me to get me in the shop.
So all I wanted was to lure you, bro.
Yeah, it's like an Instagram ad.
Yeah. Crazy,
right,
man.
Graeme. So we're gonna get on to your topic. So I remember you were working with me the one day. We were still working at Outdoor Warehouse.
Yeah.
And Graeme decides that he's going to go on holiday. Before we go to that holiday, dude, I wanted to talk about the story that you told me that I don't know if we should be talking about it, but
which one?
where you left work one day and you had the runs.
Yeah, I think we'll pass on that, Lee.
No, I don't think so. Dude. So tell us the story. What happened there? So I remember I can't remember. We locked up at whatever time. I think it was about, I can't remember, 5:30. And then you heading off home. And then what happened? Because I remember you told me you got to the bridge, and then something happened at the bridge. You lost your jersey.
Did you jump? Did you jump? Did you?
No, he lost his jersey. He actually used his jersey to wipe his ass.
Oh, God. Oh, shit, Lee. Don't. Dude, have you ever had to have a jump so badly? That no matter where you are, you just have to have it.
Yeah.
So, do you know where it's terrible. Dude, I was at the Checkers store. Not Checkers, at the spa in Pinetown.
The 12 rand store.
Spa. You know Noel's Spa?
Noel's, yeah. That's where I get all my, that's where my fucking Drysdale is from, buddy. Noel's.
They've got they've got 2 toilets, the one inside the shop, but there's only 1 cubicle.
Yeah.
So it's always full. And then they've got the one that's outside the shop, and that's where there's it's mainly for like just any public person.
Yeah.
So I am needing a shite badly. I run into there and I don't check for bog roll, and I ended up using only thing I had was a 10 rand note.
No way!
So
why don't you use your socks or something? I suppose
note.
socks are more expensitive than 10 rand.
No,
Jeez, so that's how. So you're just
right.
rolling it, just wiping your ass with fucking cash.
Fuck.
Do you know what it is? That 10 rand note, I had to actually scrumple it up. Because if you don't, it's so slick.
Oh my God. So, and then, are you just a one wipe guy? Do you just do one wipe and you're done? Like, you fold it up, like fold it in half and then do another wipe, fold it into like
Do you know what you should have done? Is you should have actually put a hole in the middle of the note.
No, yeah, sure.
You put your finger through. You drag your finger through.
Jeez, but I mean, I've never been that rich where I'd be just wiping my ass with 10 rand notes. That's...
Well, rather than that, having a stinky ass that you're scratching the whole day.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember the story. So Graham's telling me he's like the one day, fuck, he was in the toilet so bad because you get those diarrhea cramps where like you can't fucking hold it.
Exactly.
And he pulled it because I remember I got that when I was in the army the one time. But he pulled across the road and he ran up the bank.
Correct.
Take a dump by the bridge.
Underneath the bridge. And you know what's so funny? I was busy squatting there and there were cars driving past looking at me. There was nowhere to hide, but all you saw was this white ass with these dumps falling and cars were like buzzing past me. I didn't give a shit. You had to go.
Well, you did. You gave a lot of shit.
Well, like...
I shit myself, and I had nothing there, so I had to use my jersey, and I left my jersey there.
You don't have any 10 rand notes. What if you had like 100 rand notes?
No, I didn't. No, this...
What if you had a 100 rand note, would you have used the 100 rand note or would you use the jersey?
Damn right I would have. I probably would have used it and washed it.
Used it and like put it in your sock and took it home and washed it.
No, I would have washed it there and then. I would have wiped and then gone to the sink and just quickly kind of did a bit of...
Make sure you got rid of it quickly.
And then went in the shop and bought something into the 12 rand store.
Yeah,
got like some coffee.
That's 100 rand notes, bud.
That's what I said. Don't put money in your fucking mouth because you got fucking Graeme wiping his ass with fucking money.
Can you imagine that poor note? What life that poor note must have. Can you imagine being reincarnated
Okay, so
coming
now-
back as that 10 rand note? Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Right. So now, anyway, so
But
now
you've
Graeme
got to
decides
go-
he's got to go across to first of all, I think you actually did a tour. It was you didn't start in Russia. You started somewhere else. I think you started in
Yeah, so
Austria, or
we
one of those
started-
places.
No, we started in Ukraine. I started in
Yeah.
Ukraine. So
Yeah.
we went to Kiev. Then we went to Chernobyl. And then after that, I had like a week. I didn't know where to go because it wasn't a planned holiday. I was going to go to countries that I just felt like going on the fly type thing. But because you don't need a visa to visit Russia if you're on a South African passport, you can just go straight there. There's no visa control or anything like that you need. And because it's cheap, so I thought, well, let me go to Russia. And I've always wanted to go to Russia because of the military history. It's Stalin and Gorbachev and all those. The whole military side of Russia's history is quite fascinating. So after the Ukraine, and this was before the Ukraine war, but there was already tension. Remember, 2014 they started fighting in Crimea and stuff like that. So there was already antagonists. They didn't like each other back then either. This was 2019. So anyway, I went to Moscow and had a look around. Stayed, I think, 3 nights in Moscow. Then I went down to a small town. Well, it's not really small. It's about the size of Pinetown, called Kursk. Now, Kursk is a very famous town because that was where the largest tank battle in World War II took place between the Nazis and the Soviets. The largest.
Okay,
tank
let me
battle.
stop you there quickly, Graeme. I'm gonna do a bit of a background story here. So Graeme's heavy into military stuff. I mean, he loves like when a ship comes across from wherever, if it's a Navy ship, he goes and visits it. He's always Googling like the latest aircraft, all military stuff.
Yeah.
And he loves his camo outfits, his camo shirts and fucking pants and all sorts of shit. So when he went into I think it was Austria, where you went to go and see the concentration camps, if I can remember. In Ukraine, he actually went and spoke to the soldiers there, and they allowed him on base. They could take photos and all that kind of
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to that. So,
okay,
because there's like a lot of South Africans in the Ukraine, in the military, there's quite a lot. When I went there, I just thought, well, let me go to the nearest base and see if they allow me to come have a look and just meet some of the soldiers. They did. And I had some photographs of, like, there were 2 soldiers that kind of took me around their base just to show me what it was like, and they showed me a few vehicles. So I had photographs with these soldiers in uniform, and obviously I wasn't in uniform, but they were. So with that in mind, just keep that in mind, because I got into a lot of trouble for that, because when I was in the Kursk, the hotel that I stayed at, directly across the road was this it was this wooded area. It had all these trees, but it was actually a military base. And the reason why they had all these trees, I don't know what trees they were, that is where they kept most of the armor. So those are all your howitzers and your 38mm cannons and mortars and stuff. That was what that place. And the reason why they had all the trees is because of cover. It's not like a normal army base. Anyway, I went over during Christmas, so it was like -12. It was bloody freezing. So on this Tuesday morning, I wake up and I thought, well, let me just take a walk around and go and see if I can take some photographs and stuff. And so the very first place I went to was across the road to this army camp. And I thought, well, shit, the Ukrainians didn't mind. Well, I don't think the Russians would mind. And at this base, when you go into the base, like in the front, they've got these huge, big armored vehicles that were standing there, like as a display. And it's got the battalion name and all that and the colors. And I took a photograph of that, and there were vehicles coming out of the camp. And I took photographs of this, and I just stood there for a while. I took a walk to the other side of the road and took a picture from another angle. Anyway, these two oaks came walking up, and they were in civilian clothing, and I didn't think anything of it. I just thought they were normal guys walking, taking a walk. Young guys, they're probably in their early 20s, mid-20s. So they came walking, and they walked straight up to me, and they stopped, and they asked me something in Russian, and I kind of shrugged my shoulders. And I actually thought they wanted money, that they were begging, because they weren't that well dressed. So I just said, look, I don't have money. I'm South African. Please leave me alone. I'm trying to kind of flog them off. And they didn't understand, obviously, what I said. And then the one guy started getting really aggressive with me. So he was like pushing me like this. And I was a bit taken back by this. And then all of a sudden, the other guy went round. I couldn't see what he was doing because I was concentrating on this guy. And all of a sudden, this guy grabs me around the chest. This guy that was in front of me then pulls out these handcuffs from his pocket. Now, I didn't even know who these guys were. I thought maybe I was going to get mugged because there was no police. They don't show you a police van, like a badge or anything. They're all in plain clothes. So they threw me onto the floor and they handcuffed me. And I was shitting myself. I thought, what's going on? So anyway, they were talking in Russian and they were shouting at me and stuff like that. They stood me up, handcuffed, and they wouldn't speak English to me. So I had to sit there and wait because they spoke on their phones to somebody. And anyway, after about an hour and a half of sitting in the sun, freezing my ass off, it's like a panel van, like a large Chevy panel van. It's not a Chevy though; it's their own Russian make. And on it had this writing that looked like police, but it was in Russian. But you could see the blue lights and everything. So it was only then that I realized, shit, these oaks are cops.
But are you in civilian clothes or are you in your? What?
I'm in civilian clothes, but
camo outfits, camo pants.
It wasn't camo pants, but it was a camo. You know that jacket with all the zips, that military jacket that I had.
Oh,
I've got it. Actually, I've got it in my room, standing up there now. So
show it to us. So what have you got? Have you got it? So you're there with this jacket on and you're taking pictures.
Yeah, it's got a military jacket.
This is the jacket here. So it's got all these zips and everything. It's a proper military jacket. You can see it like full on.
Yeah, like khaki, kind of military looking.
Kind of an American spy.
Yeah. And
and then they probably they're like, geez, because in the movies it's always the Russian guy because he's got this horrible accent, that's always played as the bad guy, as like the So they probably heard your accent and they're like, geez, this guy's got a worse accent than us. What is this? Because the South African accent is probably just the South African accent is uglier than the German accent. So he's like, geez, no, this guy's definitely a villain. He's wearing a military thing. He's got an accent that's worse than us. This guy is no good.
Pictures.
And he's taking pictures.
He's taking pictures of military, So anyway, they put me in this vehicle and they took me. And I just thought they were going to take me for like a little drive, maybe to the police station to question me or anything. But I'm sitting in the back of this car now, freezing my ass off. And they've got these tiny little windows, and I'm like trying to peek out to see where I'm going. And all of a sudden, I see that I'm in the country. There's no buildings around. So now I'm shitting myself because I think, where are they taking me?
Yeah,
I thought they were just going to take me to some place in the coast.
Oh my God.
I was in that thing there for about 3.5 hours inside the back of this van.
Driving.
And I wasn't driving. I was handcuffed.
No, I'm saying, were they driving for 3.5 hours?
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Fuck. Okay.
Fucking
So
hell.
I didn't even know. I didn't know where they were taking me. I didn't know that they were going to take me back to Moscow. They could have taken me anywhere. So I'm shitting myself. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And these guys wouldn't speak English to me. So anyway, this is now. It's probably at about 2:00, and after about 3.5 hours driving, I looked out again and I could see that there were high-rise buildings, and I kind of thought, well, this must be a big city. Turned out to be Moscow. So they pulled up to this station. I couldn't actually see it from where I was inside. When they opened up the door, I could see that there were a whole lot of cops walking around. It was in this kind of place where all the cars parked. And these guys kind of told me to get out. And this whole time I kept saying, what have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? Because it didn't click to me that it was because I was taking photographs. Because in the Ukraine, I was allowed to take photographs. There was never an issue. So I didn't think.
Yeah.
So they took me into this office and they sat me down and I waited there for I don't know how long, probably for about another 2 hours before anybody came and spoke to me. So these two oaks came down and they called me into this office. They sat me down. They took the handcuffs off me. And they started speaking to me in Russian. I said, I'm not from Russia. I'm from South Africa. And they got upset with me for some reason, obviously because I can't speak Russian and probably because they can't speak English. They kept banging their fists on the table. So I just said, I'm sorry, I don't know what I've done wrong. You need to. So anyway, they went off after about trying to speak to me for half an hour. And then an hour goes past and this woman comes in. And this woman is she's a monster. She was huge. Seriously, she was scary looking. I think she probably had a size 10 shoe on or something.
Was you really a woman?
Godzilla.
She was in police uniform. And anyway, whenever she came into the police station where I was, everyone jumped up and started saluting and they were talking. So she was obviously some highly ranked officer. So she came in and she sat down in front of me and then she said something in Russian. I told her again, I can't understand you. So she was then spoke broken English. She says, okay, are you from England? I said, no, I'm from South Africa. So she then asked these guys something in Russian and then she says to me, why were you taking photographs? And it was only then that I realized, shit, she's referring to these military things. So I said, look, ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm on holiday here. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the photograph. So she says, I want to see what you were filming. So I had a tablet. I'd bought a tablet, a little one of these Samsung tablets to take with me. And I had downloaded all my old army photographs of when I was in the Defense Force with our brown uniform.
For fuck's sake.
So she picks this tablet up and she asks me to open it and unlock it, so which I do, and she goes on to all my photographs. And there I am hugging a Ukrainian soldier. Like,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
hugging a Ukrainian soldier. And
Oh, my gosh.
then they see that I'm in brown uniform. So then she starts saying, are you a soldier? And remember, Lee, at that time I had short hair.
Yeah.
She kept saying, oh, yeah, you're a soldier. Are you American soldier? I said, I'm from South Africa, and first of all, I'm not a soldier. Then she goes through the photograph,
Just say, hey, my
and because
comrade.
my browns, you know, when we were in the army, we had browns, Lee.
Yeah.
It wasn't camouflage. She then started accusing me that you're from an Israel army, because they use the same uniform.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
my gosh.
The exact same uniform. So she says, oh, where you from Israel? I said, I'm not. I'm from South Africa. So she says, where's your documentation? And I was so stupid. I'd gone and left my passport and that little Dom pass that they give you when you enter Russia, that white bit of paper that you've got to hand on every time you buy a Coke or if you stay at a hotel, they've got to stamp. Everything was left. And that hotel is 300 kilometers away.
Wow.
They wouldn't even let me go and get my shit.
Oh, my fuck.
So I said, I've got no. You guys arrested me down where I was staying. Everything's back at the hotel. So she says something in Russian and she buggers off. Now, it's about 11 o'clock at night now. And they come in and they put me into the cell with about 6 other oaks. So I'm sitting there and all of a sudden this guy comes with this big tray full of things. You're not going to believe it. They are McDonald's burgers for us. I kid you not.
Oh, my gosh.
They got Coke and McDonald's burgers for us oaks that were inside the prison because they don't have their own canteen. So
Jeez, but I mean, like, I've been in a few holding cells here in South Africa for, like, you know, as a kid, like misbehaving or drunk and driving, whatever. And And I swear, like, they lock you up on a Friday. You stay there Saturday, Sunday, and
Exactly.
Monday morning
Yeah.
you come out to do your court case or whatever. And I remember going in there on Friday night, and I'm like, I look at the blanket and the that whatever the fucking mattress,
Yeah,
whatever's on the
mattress.
floor there, and you're
Yeah.
like, and you're too good for it. You're like, no, I'm definitely not touching that thing. I'm too good.
Yeah.
Dirty. And then they come in the afternoon. They push under the door. It's like
Yeah,
this
the food.
soup with a piece of
Yeah.
bread that's like floating in the soup,
Brick.
or like a
Yeah,
peanut
yeah,
butter.
yeah.
And you're like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm too good for that. I'm not eating that. And then there's a toilet there, and it's in front of everybody. So if you want to take a dump, it's in front of everybody, and there's no toilet
Yeah,
paper.
I know.
And I didn't have any 10 Rand notes either, like you. But the thing is, the fucking Friday night. Friday night, I'm too good. I'm not eating the soup. I'm fucking not getting in the bed, and I'm not sitting in front. But come Sunday night, like
Sunday,
I'm so cuddled up in that blanket. I'm sucking on the corner of it. I'm so comfy. I'm taking a dump in front of me. I'm eating that piece of bread on that soup, or whatever the fuck that is. It's like heaven. Yeah.
Yeah, shit,
But anyway,
man.
you get McDonald's. That's amazing.
We got McDonald's, eh? Can you believe it, eh? So it's just so
Now
bizarre.
the guys that were Greg, the guys that were with you in the cell, were they
Yeah.
what were they
They
Russians?
were Russian, yeah, and they couldn't. I don't know what they were doing. They kept to themselves. So I just sat in the corner and just kept to myself.
Okay.
But anyway, the next morning, I get woken up. They also gave us like mattresses to sleep on the floor. I woke up. This chick comes in and calls me, and we go into the office.
Godzilla.
So takes me to the office, and then they've got a phone, and she kind of says, "You need to phone the country that you are, where you're from." So I said, "Well, it's the South African embassy." Now there are 3 numbers that you've got to phone. There's one emergency number. If that's not answering, then you take the other one. If that doesn't answer, you've got a third one. The South African embassy never picked the phone up once, and I tried all.
Of course, I mean, it's South Africa. I mean, like, do you think they were?
Fuck, of course, dude. They
pick up the
fucking
fucking
useless.
phone.
100%. They never picked the phone up once. And she laughs and she says, "Oh, it looks like your country doesn't want you." I said, "You're damn right."
Yeah, look at. Well, guys, I'm so sorry to stop you, but my pizza arrived. It was supposed to arrive here in an hour. Now it's like half an hour early.
Go get it.
I gotta
Graham,
go
and
get
I'll
my
carry
pizza.
on.
I'm sorry, but I'm missing the best
No,
part.
carry on.
Wait for me.
Carry on. Bring your pizza back. So yeah, so now this Godzilla comes and tells you
Yeah,
that
so
you.
then I had to phone. I phoned Betty. They asked me to phone Betty. Betty got the
your sister.
Betty, yeah, my sister.
Yeah.
So they got a hold of her, and Betty's shitting herself now because all she hears is this Russian accent saying that I've been locked up. She didn't know what it was for. She didn't. So anyway, I phoned Betty and I said to Betty, "You need to get hold of the South African embassy, an embassy of South Africa, or somebody to help." And thank goodness her friend Bet is an attorney, and she gave her this number. And anyway, after about an hour, this cop managed to get hold of the South African consulate in South Africa. And I told her my ID number and everything. She put it in, and then they gave her information of who I was. So, so once I'd done that, she was satisfied I was from South Africa. But what really buggered me up was those photos. Do you know that they confiscated that tablet of mine and they never ever gave it back to me? They kept it.
Okay.
I never got that thing back. So they held me for 4 days. So it was on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days. And they released me on Sunday morning at 1:30 in the morning in Moscow. I've got to find a lift back now down to Kursk to go and get all my shit.
Fuck. So how long was your stay supposed to be there?
I was only supposed to be there for 3 days.
Now, where were you supposed to fly back?
Kursk was my last trip because I'd been in Moscow and I'd come down to Kursk to stay there for 2 days, and then I was going to be going back to Moscow to go and catch a flight. So anyway, so they released me, and I had to go and find transport. So all I did was I went to there was a pharmacy that was open. So I went to the pharmacy and I asked if anyone could speak English, and there was a pharmacist that could speak English. And I said, could you please call a taxi for me or an Uber or something, because I need to get down. I've got to go back down to Kurz. So she called an Uber for me.
Okay.
So I managed to get an Uber. I jumped in the Uber and I drove all the way down to the hotel in Kurz.
Yeah.
I get to the hotel and now I'm scared now all my shit's been stolen, because I should have been out of that hotel 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So I asked her, listen, I'm back. Did you find any stuff? And she said, yeah, we've got it for safekeeping. Do you know that they charged me for those 3 days I wasn't there? I kid you not.
For the room or for your stuff?
For my stuff. They insisted that I had to pay the full amount from the day I got there to the day that I arrived for telling them that I'm back from jail to come collect my stuff. Swap.
Fuck.
Swap.
Yeah.
I promise you. Yeah, I was angry. But after
did you
that,
have to? Did you rebook your flight there? Obviously, you had to rebook your flight.
No, I didn't. I was lucky. I didn't book a flight. I was going to book a flight at the airport. I didn't mind waiting at the airport. So I told the Uber to wait. I got all my shit together and I told him, make a beeline for Sheremetyevo Airport. Don't stop anywhere, please. I don't want any more shit. Take me to the airport. Got to the airport and then I bought a ticket to Dubai the following day. So I actually had to sleep overnight at the bloody airport.
Okay.
But they never gave me my tablet back. They gave me what? They never apologized. They could see they wanted my whole itinerary. I told them. And that was my mishap. It wasn't a very nice. I don't think I'll go back to Russia again, because I don't like people, first of all.
Well, I must be honest. I think look, Tanya and I went to Russia. That was the people were very unpleasant.
Yes, they are.
To be honest, when we rocked up at the airport there, we were the first off the plane. Strangely enough, we're normally not ever the first off the plane. So we were the first off the plane, and we managed to get to the immigration counter.
Yeah.
And Tanya went to one direction. I went to the one direction. Do you know that it took us each half an hour to get past the immigration counter? Because these guys looked at our passports.
Yeah.
They looked at me. They looked at the passports. Then they take this magnifying glass out to see if it's a fake passport or something, because they can't believe that there's white people that live in South Africa.
In Africa,
Okay. Yeah, so they're thinking there's no ways. Then both sides were doing this. Then they call upstairs. So this lieutenant comes downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. He comes down. He checks me out. He's looking at the thingy. They're trying to see if it's been manipulated of somehow. My passport.
Or something. Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you can look to see how many fucking stamps I've got in my passport to the different countries I've been, man.
Yeah.
You can see it's not fucking fake. Yes, it's old, and it was kind of tearing a little bit, but it's an old passport. You can see, but because we were white, they were like, no, you guys can't be it. Eventually the guys let us go. And funnily enough, the lieutenant actually said, he smiled and said, thank you, enjoy your stay.
Yeah.
But barring that, the rest of the people were fucking rude, dude.
Yeah.
I won't go back to, although Moscow was pretty.
It was pretty.
It was a very pretty cities to visit. The people were fucking shit. Like now, what we went to now, Albania. Albania was also, they were the same. They were fucking rude. It was just, it's like the world owes them. It was cunt, dude.
Yeah, it's all those Baltic states stuff. I just find, you can open a door for someone. I opened the door. Wasn't the door, it was a lift. When I was at the hotel in Moscow, this is before I got arrested. I was in a lift, and as this guy was coming, the lift was closing. So I quickly put my hand in there to open the door. There's no thank you or shot for saving the lift.
No.
There's nothing like that. No. And that to me,
They're the most miserable people on the planet, dude.
They are.
The whole Eastern Bloc, the whole Eastern Bloc, they're so fucking rude. I don't know. It's like they got a chip on the shoulder.
Yeah, I didn't like them at all.
You guys bitching about the people in Moscow. Oh, it's good, man. Well, so what happened, guys? So you're there
No, we can't redo it now. I mean,
Oh,
we
you
told
did it.
us
You
what
went
to
it without me. Fuck. What?
say. Yeah, of course.
Well,
We're
we
gonna
had
wait
to,
for you.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you bitching and moaning about how unfriendly we
to cut
are.
a long, to
What
cut
pizza you
a
got?
long story short, it was just that they released me on a on a Monday morning at I think it was about 1:30, in the middle of Moscow during Christmas, freezing my ass off. It's like
During Christmas.
-12.
Jesus, it just is worse and worse.
It was over
So
Christmas.
you went in on Friday. Did you go on Friday night and came out Monday morning?
No, I got arrested on Tuesday and was released on the Sunday. It's Monday morning. It's like
So
1:30.
did you
He
get
met the,
McDonald's
he,
every day, 3 times a day?
Every day, Brad. Every day.
So so even though you say that the rudest, like I don't know, I just got on the arse end of your guys' conversation.
Yeah.
They're very friendly when it comes to the criminals. I mean, geez, if you get McDonald's, I mean that's a good.
No, I just don't think they've got enough. I just think they don't cook. They don't have. I mean, it was a holding cell, so I don't think they
Geez,
had
I mean, if
kitchen.
I was living in the streets, geez, I'd definitely just go
Yeah,
do
going to
few
McDonald's.
pickpockets or
Yeah.
something. Some
well, he
McDonald's,
definitely
mate.
met the
Some
Christmas.
McD's.
He
You
met the
must remember
Christmas
something.
Grinch in Russia.
Yeah, you must remember something, Lee and William. In Russia, they can hold you indefinitely. It's a communist country, so it's not like you have to go in front of a magistrate after 48 hours, like it is here. There, they can hold you indefinitely before you go to court.
And you didn't
Yeah,
say
they
like,
send you
hey,
to
we
the
guys are
gulag.
comrades. Didn't you say like, hey guys, come on, man, we were fighting together on the wall there, ANC, buddy. Come on, we together here. We comrades.
But no matter what I said, dude, they didn't believe me squat. Yo, you Israeli soldier. Or yo, you American.
So
You not.
did they let you out and say? Did they say Merry Christmas to you when they let you out?
Yo, I'm sure that. I was happy to see the end of that. Boy. I can
Shame,
tell
man.
you.
So
Sure.
that your whole time there was in fucking prison.
Yep. Yeah. So it wasn't like at all. I'm shit
Graham,
myself.
yeah. So, but
How many times you take a dump in front of the guys?
Well, at least the toilet was cleaner.
Jeez. I mean, I know some of the
You
cells
have,
that I were
sudden,
here in South
you have
Africa.
sudden constipation for a couple of days.
Yeah,
Didn't
sure.
have enough 10 rand notes. But the cells here in South Africa, like I've been in a few where they've just put poo all over the walls. I mean, I don't know, the guys obviously didn't have 10 rand notes and they were just using their hands and just fucking they wipe it off on the wall.
Man.
So, I mean, I wasn't in there that time when I saw that, but it was there on the wall. So, Graham, people that are listening to this now, Graham did the most funniest episode, our first episode of when he was in France and he was trying to have a bubble bath and he put some toilet things in the bath and he came out blue like a Smurf and he fucking couldn't get it off. But
Yeah, I love you.
please, people go back and listen to it. But now, Graham, if you could just have one of those experiences between the two,
Definitely the blue man.
which one would you have taken? Like, which one was the better one?
If I
If
had
you
to
had to relive one of these two experiences, which one would you?
I would probably I'd
Bath bomb.
probably get arrested.
I said, so you'd rather be in the prison
Yeah.
Really?
rather than the
Yeah,
blue
That's what's
man.
good with McDonald's.
I threw my name something horribly in France, but I might as well have thrown out my ID book. At least,
Okay, so
at
now,
least
so
I
now
had a
you,
bit of dignity in Russia. At least I could look up. I've survived a Russian jail time.
yeah, they thought you were a spy. Yeah, you're Russian, you were an Israeli spy.
Call me James Bond 007.
So now you're heading off to Germany in about 2 months' time. You must actually,
Yeah,
please, when you
wait.
get back, please let us know so that we can. I
Yeah,
can
please,
see
Graham.
something happening in Germany. I can see something
Yes,
I'm
happening in
going to
Germany.
see a girl I've been talking to for 2 years, but I freaking love this woman.
But you've never
And
met
she-
her face to
Never
face.
met her, and she freaking loves me. But we FaceTime and we do WhatsApp.
Okay,
So
so,
it's
you had,
probably-
so
It's
you've had
probably a
a
fat
FaceTime.
sister. It's probably a fat sister that you'd be talking to.
Probably that fucking,
No.
it's probably that big Russian lady, the
Fucking
fucking the police
The Grinch.
officer in
The
Russia,
Grinch.
that big
The
one.
Grinch.
Trust
Yeah.
me, I did my investigation before I even But yeah, this woman is really cool. In fact, I've got to actually go now because we chat. We have like WhatsApp.
Okay, yeah, go.
FaceTime chat every-
Oh, you got a sexting. What do you call it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are you wearing top, baby?
But you won't believe it, Lee. This woman is actually a Sinti gypsy. but she's very
what?
educated. She's a Sinti. She's born in Germany, but she comes from the Sinti clan of Gypsy.
Yeah,
And
but you
the
must be
Sinti-
careful with the gypsies, dude.
No. Lee, I've done my homework here. She's their
I
families
can't
are
wait to do the
educated.
podcast when you get back.
Yeah, I've
Fuck.
said that.
Yeah, there's something going on. Yeah, dude. You're going to get fucking kidnapped.
I'm gonna come back broken. I'll be broken, bro.
But from the
No,
sex or
but
from
I
the gypsy?
No, I'll
being
tell you when I
gypsy.
get back, dude.
Okay,
I
cool.
will.
Yeah, let us know, buddy.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you know, Lee. Tell you how it goes.
All right.
Black
Awesome.
guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
awesome.
buddy. Much appreciated for your time.
Thanks,
Take it easy,
buddy.
guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ciao, ciao.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Keep safe, man.
Fuck, I can tell you now something's going to happen in Germany.
No, I can't. Like, I mean, I feel terrible, but like, shame. We'll see what happens when he gets back. We're gonna have a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna have one of a podcast. Oh, if he gets back, but like, it's gonna be quite a show. I can already see what's gonna happen.
Fuck, because when we were in Romania some time back, we had gone into this one town and there were gypsies there selling stuff. Dude, fuck, these are shit I wouldn't mess around with.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't want to mess around with those, dude. They were like, did you ever see that movie Snatch?
Yeah, well, the dags. You like dags?
Yeah, fuck, they were like that, dude. They were like a rough and tumble. It's like roughos.
Yeah. No, but they've always had a stigma like that. Like
Ooh, the women were very pretty, but yes, dude, the oaks, they wanted to fucking murder you.
yeah. But shame. We'll see what happens with little Graeme. So,
Yeah. Hopefully he comes back safe.
well, at least he's doing FaceTime. Unless they've got some AI, because I thought maybe he's getting catfished. But,
Well, I actually had a friend that was, he's passed on now, unfortunately, but he had met a girl, a Russian girl, that was in contact with him. And she needed money to come over to visit him.
oh my gosh, he got Tinder
And
swindled.
he paid her money for her flights and stuff. And it was like, I don't know, it was like 40,000 Rand or
Oh my
something.
gosh, shame, man.
And I said to him from the beginning, I said, dude, this is a scam. No. We talk every second day and this, that, next thing. And
Oh, yes, but they put a lot of work in
I
this.
said-
They put a lot of
I
work
said,
into the scam.
They do.
Fuck.
And I said to him, dude, I'm telling you, this is a scam. And he sent money over, and that was the last he heard. That was the last he heard from him.
Yeah, fuck, eh. Well, it was better, because
was so distraught.
imagine if she rocked up here and she was actually like a 3 foot high, like, dude or something. I don't know, like fucking...
10-ton tissy.
like something weird, like, you're like, wait a second, not like the pictures. Like, totally
You don't
different.
look like it. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, shit. Shame, man. Okay, cool, Lee.
Yes. Cool, dude.
All right, have a good evening.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Thanks everybody again for listening to Tits. We'll check you guys in 2 weeks' time. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Will.
Okay, cheers, man. Like and subscribe.
Thanks.
Peace out.